più sole, che bello è mio, o sole mio. That is a Neapolitan song. So for the longest time, there was a songwriting contest that was held in Naples, in Italy. And it was kind of like an early, I guess, well, call it like an early Eurovision contest, even though it's more like Italovision contest. And you had many, many great composers try their hands at at creating a great Neapolitan song, and all of them are written in the Neapolitan dialect. Now, the one that I'm going to sing for you, though, is a bit unusual. It's one of those things that doesn't quite fit in. This one was composed by Salvatore Cardillo, and Enrico Caruso, once again, made it one of his signature pieces. And it's a very, very famous Neapolitan song, but technically speaking, it's not a Neapolitan song. See, Cardillo was, of course, from Italy, but the song was not written in Naples. It was not written in Italy. It was written here in the United States. It is in fact the only famous Neapolitan song by an Italian-American immigrant. And the song, usually it's called Catari Catari. Catari is the Neapolitan abbreviation for Caterina. But it's usually also called Core Ingrato, Ungrateful Heart, from the chorus, basically. But now we're going to listen to Cardillo's Core Ingrato. Where the music is. Okay.
Catari, perché me dicesti parole amare, perché me parli o cuore me, dormiente Catari, non te scordare, Catagio date o cuore Catari, non te scordar. Catari, Catari, che bene a dicere, stu parlo che me la spose me. Tu non ci pensi a stu dolore mio, tu non ci pensi tu. Le cure cuore ingrato t'hai pigliato vita mia passato e non ci pensi più. Cuore ingrato, t'hai pigliato vita mia. Passato e non c'è niente più.
And so, give me 1 second. I need to move this here. I think this was a bad place to have this. Oh well. So, now we're going to move on to another composer that I think is a little bit of an oddball, bit of a misfit. And this is actually a song that someone in the audience here has been requesting for a long time. Krim, in fact. But let's talk briefly about the composer who brought this song. You have heard this song, you know this song, even if you don't think you do, and even if you don't know who composed it. Monsieur Charles Trenet was someone I would like to probably think was a Wonderland escapee in many ways. If you look at some of many of his songs, they had very unconventional subject matters with imagery that was either whimsical or surrealist. There's a song called Y a de la joie, where the characters in the song, well, the speaker of the poem evokes joy through a series of disconnected and kind of like maybe images that are kind of like maybe he was in the middle of a drug trip, who knows. A subway car shooting out of its tunnel and into the air and towards the moon. The Eiffel Tower crossing the street, a baker making excellent bread. And for example, there's a song called Polka du Roi, where the lovers, who are the protagonists of the song, are engaged in dancing a minuet. And then at one point they reveal that they are no longer human. They are now made of wax, and they are trapped in the Musée Grévin. So a lot of the hits from like the 1930s or the 40s by him kind of combined a lot of melodic and American styles of melody with American swing rhythms. And this song is the song that became one of his most famous and enduring songs. It has been recorded all over the world by many different singers. Dalida, for example, Frank Sinatra, a great deal of singers. And I'm not going to be doing the swing version of it. I'm going to do the version that is the closest to the original, because that's the one that I heard the first time and I fell in love with it. So without further ado, La Mer, the ocean.
La mer qu'on voit danser le long des golfes clairs a des reflets d'argent. La mer, des reflets changeants sous la pluie. La mer au ciel d'été confond ce blanc mouton. Avec les anges si purs, la mer, bergère d'azur infinie. Voyez, près des étangs, ce grand roseau mouillé. Oiseaux blancs et ces maisons rouillées. La mer les a bercés le long des golfes clairs et d'une chanson d'amour. La mer a bercé mon cœur pour la vie. Voyez, près des étangs, ces grands roseaux mouillés. Voyez, ces oiseaux bleus et ces maisons rouillées. La mer les a versées le long de golfes clairs. Et d'une chanson d'amour, la mer a bercé mon cœur pour la vie.
And so, there you go. Thank you, Krim. Thank you, guys. So now we're going to move on to continuing in the French tradition. This song was written for one of my favorite French pop singers, Dalida. Dalida was a bit of an outlier and a misfit. Even though she attained incredible popularity, she was not terribly conventional. She was, for starters, she was an alto in a pop field where sopranos and mezzos were more welcome. And because she was incredibly tall, she had very, very striking, very handsome features, and a long golden mane of hair. It was dyed, but and because she was one of the first women, aside from Barbara, whom I have sung before, to really take control of her persona, of her public persona, of her musical career, in many ways she was kind of vilified and made fun of because her voice was so low. Critics used to joke derogatorily, saying that it wasn't Dalida who was actually singing; it was her brother Orlando who actually sang, and that she was just lip syncing. You know, that entire nonsense, because some bitches were jealous. That's really what it comes down to. Dalida was also an incredibly versatile performer. She started her career in the 50s with ballads, Italian ballads. She was born Yolanda Gigliotti, but she was of Italian and Egyptian birth, and she became a naturalized French citizen and made her career in France. So she started in the 50s with a lot of ballads. In the 60s, she moved into what they call yeye music, which is, yeye. In the 70s, she made a seamless transition to disco. And those of you who may have heard me at singing at the Ark back in November or December, was it? Or heard me at the Belisaria mentor party, I sang one of her songs, one of her disco songs, Laissez-moi danser. And in the 80s, she made another seamless transition into the pop synth music world before she unfortunately committed suicide. At the top of her career. But this is emblematic of the kind of ballads that she always sang throughout her career, no matter what kind of music she was currently singing at that moment. Pour ne pas vivre seul, so as not to live alone, is kind of a cold and very, very honest look at all the things that people do in modern days to not be alone, the things that they surround themselves with, the relationships that they allow themselves to tolerate, because it is better than being alone for a lot of people. And in many ways, she was also calling herself out as well, because she never had a happy relationship. Unfortunately, almost every single man that she fell in love with and got serious with ended up either committing suicide or dying tragically in an accident. Her life was one of those Charles Dickens kind of things that you wouldn't believe it if you read it, if there was no documentation. But without further ado, Dalída's Pour ne pas vivre seul.
Pour ne pas vivre seul, on vit avec un chien, on vit avec des roses ou avec une croix. Pour ne pas vivre seul, on se fait du cinéma, on aime en souvenir une ombre, n'importe quoi. Pour ne pas vivre seul, on vit pour le printemps. Et quand le printemps meurt, pour le prochain printemps, pour ne pas vivre seul, je t'aime, je t'attends, pour avoir l'illusion de ne pas vivre seul, de ne pas vivre seul. Pour ne pas vivre seul, des filles aiment des filles, et l'on voit des garçons épouser des garçons. Pour ne pas vivre seul, d'autres font des enfants qui sont seuls, comme tous les enfants. Pour ne pas vivre seul, on fait des cathédrales où tous ceux qui sont seuls s'accrochent à une étoile. Pour ne pas vivre seul, je t'aime, je t'attends, pour avoir l'illusion de ne pas vivre seul. Pour ne pas vivre seul, on se fait des amis et on les réunit. Quand vient les soirs d'ennui, on vit pour son argent, ses rêves et ses palaces, mais on n'a jamais fait un cercueil à deux places. Pour ne pas vivre seul, moi je vis avec toi, je suis seul avec toi, tu es seul avec moi. Pour ne pas vivre seul, on vit comme ceux qui veulent se donner l'illusion de ne pas vivre seul.
Moving on to the continuing on to the Dalida phase, we have another song here, one that kind of became emblematic with Dalida, but it wasn't a song written by her or for her even. So there is a famous French singer-songwriter called Serge Lama, and he has had a very successful career. He's beloved by many, and usually when he wrote a song, it had a tendency to turn into a hit. Not so with this song. This song, Je suis malade, I am sick, was a flop. His performance of it was absolutely, it tanked so hard. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, I just looked at something here. I think I may have I rezzed. Sorry, give me 1 second. Somehow I rezzed two tip jars, one on top of the other. I fixed that, sorry about that. That looked weird, that's what caught my attention. Where was I? Oh yes, Serge Lama. So, normally it would turn into a gigantic hit, but for some reason the original version of this song passed completely unnoticed. while the TV and radio programs preferred the B-side of this single, Le Petit Femme de Pigalle. This song he co-wrote with Alice Donna, who was also another very famous French singer-songwriter. And then Dalida came along. Now, I have already told you about, thank you, Stefan, about what Dalida was going through at the time. She did suffer from very, very strong depression. And that gave the performances of some of her sadder ballads a very, very poignant edge to them. So she listened to Serge Lama's Je suis malade. And she knew that it had been a bit of a commercial failure for him, that it was a little second-hand angel. Some just did not fit in his catalog whatsoever. But something about the song spoke to her. And so she had it rearranged according to her specifications. And when Dalida performed it, it became a breakaway success. To the point that everybody was covering it. Laura Fabian, Françoise Hardy. And it's funny because now Je suis malade has become, over the years, the most emblematic song of Serge Lama's repertoire. And to this day, he still performs it regularly on stage. Which is, again, if you remember, this song came out dead on the water until Dalida essentially gave it her own halo, her own feeling. Something to look for. If you type the name of this song and Dalida on YouTube, you will find a recording. You will find a live performance that is absolutely astonishing by her. It is also the last live performance that she gave before she passed away. But I do encourage you to look at it just so that you could see just what a great singer and interpreter Dalida was. Dalida, as it happened to a lot of women who delved into multiple genres and dance genres at the time, was often dismissed as nothing more than a vedette, just a starlet. But if you look through those very emotional ballads and very emotional songs. In fact, 2 weeks ago, because last week I was sick, 2 weeks ago, I performed one of them, Et tous ces regards qui me suivent. Dalida had an incredible range of emotional expression. And Je suis malade, which became also her emblematic song just as much as it was for Serge Lama, kind of demonstrates just how poignant and how strong her performances could be. So for you now, I'm going to sing Je suis malade.
Je ne rêve plus, je ne fume plus, je ne m'aime plus d'histoire. Je suis sale sans toi, je suis laide sans toi, je suis comme un orphelin dans un dortoir. Je n'ai plus d'envie de vivre ma vie c'est ce quand tu pars. Je n'ai plus de vie et même mon lit se transforme en quai de gare. Quand tu t'en vas, je suis malade, complètement malade. Quand ma mère sortait le soir et qu'elle me laissait seule avec mon désespoir, je suis malade, parfaitement malade. T'arrives, on ne sait jamais quand, et tout repart, on ne sait jamais où. Et ça va faire bientôt 2 ans que tu t'en fous. Comme un rocher, comme un péché, Je suis accroché à toi. Je suis fatigué, je suis épuisé de faire semblant d'être heureuse. Quand ils sont là, je bois toute la nuit, mais tous les whisky, pour moi, ont le même goût. Et tous les bateaux portant ton drapeau, je ne sais plus où aller. Tout et partout, je suis malade, parfaitement malade. Je verse mon sang dans ton corps, et je suis comme un assommeur. En tout toi dont je suis malade, parfaitement malade. Tu m'as privé de tous mes chants, tu m'as vidé de tous mes mots. Pourtant moi j'avais du talent avant la peau. Cet amour me tue, si ça continue, je crèverai seul avec moi, près de ma radio, comme un gosse idiot, écoutant ma propre voix, qui chantera je suis malade, complètement malade, comme ma mère sort le soir, et qu'elle me laisse seule avec mon désespoir, je suis malade, c'est ça, je suis malade. Tu m'as privé de tous mes chants, tu m'as vidé de tous mes mots, et je le cœur complètement malade, cerné des barricades. Tendant, je suis malade.
Thank you, Amara. And now, I want to direct your attention to two places. The sign below the stage, where you can donate to the Varro. And I would like for you to consider donating to this wonderful place. I don't know how long I have been singing here, months-wise. As Malachi can tell you, time and space have a tendency to be in flux for me. But I have been singing here for a couple of Saturdays already. And so we want this to keep going. So do go ahead and support the venue, because it's a wonderful speakeasy. And now if you look to the left of my stage, you will find that weird floating rectangle, or at least I think it's a rectangle. Last time I looked at it, it was rectangular-ish. So, I am a contestant in the Viral Voice in the 5th season, and so if you want to come to the tapings of the show, the next show will be in 2 weeks, Saturday in 2 weeks, whichever Saturday that falls on. I can actually pull up my Saturday the 16th. That will be episode number 3. In order to attend, you have to purchase a ticket so you can be there live and you can vote for your favorite singer. Hopefully it'll be me, but audience votes are averaged with judges' votes, and then also they're aggregated with online voting, but the votes that count the most are the live votes. So consider joining me the next episode of Viral Voice, because that will be the elimination episode. So how well I do there will dictate whether or not I come back for episode 4 or not. And I hope I do, because for episode 5, the comedy round, I plan on singing Always Look on the Second Side of Life, and I think everybody needs to see that. Yes. Since July of 2023, we'll be close to a year soon, a couple of months. Nice. So now, I'm going to sing a song by one of my favorite kind of misfit composers. And I know that the moment Krim hears this song, he's gonna cackle because I have ragged on singers who sing this song so often. But I believe I must defend myself. Most singers who sing this song, they sing it for Christmas. And I had to eat crow, and I had to shut my mouth because one of my favorite performers here in Secondlife was doing that on Christmas, and I was like, I cannot tell them. I can't tell them. But so this song is by a Canadian composer by the name of Leonard Cohen, whom I am sure most of you know. The interesting thing about Leonard Cohen is he was always this bit of not what the song is about. No, it ain't about Christmas. No. But Leonard Cohen, of course, likes to combine. He was an excellent poet, and he also had an interesting way of mixing the religious and the profane in his songs. In his music, sex and religious mysticism are entwined. As a young man, of course, as a Jewish young man, he also studied the Bible and wrote several rabbinical essays. And he once told, yes, exactly, Malachi. He once told an interviewer that he created poetry and, by extension, music with two purposes: to have women fall in love with him and to connect with God. In the song that I'm going to sing today, which is, I think may have a record for being one of the songs with the largest number of variations, because Leonard Cohen never stopped writing verses for this song, and so you kind of have to choose which version you're going to sing or mishmash your own from the gajillion stanzas that he wrote. Otherwise, or decide to sing them all and just do a 20-minute hallelujah. But Hallelujah is arguably Leonard Cohen's most famous song. And on the surface, it makes allusions to the book of Samuel, in which King David sees the soldier's wife, Bathsheba, washing herself on the rooftop, and he is overcome with lust. In Cohen's version, though, the king's love manifests as spiritual elation, restoring his connection with God. But there's also another theme going through with the story, because the text also alludes to a couple's relationship now on its last legs, and the husband trying to atone by performing certain levels of intimacy with his wife. So it's a very multi-layered song, because Leonard Cohen never wrote a simple song to save his life. And we kind of love him for that. So without further ado, here is the Hallelujah.
I've heard there was a secret chord that David played, and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do you? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, Her beauty and the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to a kitchen chair. She broke your throne and she cut your hair. And from your lips she drew the hallelujah. 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 Well, maybe there's a God above. As for me, all I've ever learned from love is how to shoot at someone who outdrew you. But it's not a cry you can hear tonight. It's not some pilgrim who has seen the light. It's a cold and very broken hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, people, I've been here before. I know this room and I've walked this floor. You see, I used to live alone before I knew you. And I've seen your flag on the marble arch. Love is not just some victory march. It's a cold and very broken hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. There was a time that you let me know what's really going on below, but now you never show it to me, do you? And remember when I moved in you, and the holy dove she was moving too, and every breath we drew was hallelujah, hallelujah. Done my best, I know it wasn't much. I couldn't feel, so I tried to touch. I've told the truth, I didn't come here just to fool you. Even though it all went wrong, I'll stand right here before the Lord of Song with nothing, nothing on my tongue but hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Thank you, everybody. So now we're getting close to the end of the evening. The next one is also a Leonard Cohen song. And this one is a song that I heard a long time ago, and I knew I just had to sing someday. This song is actually kind of the confluence of two misfits in a way. So we have Leonard Cohen, but he adapted these lyrics from a poem that he wrote. Pequeño Vals Vienes, Little Viennese Waltz, by Federico del Sagrado Corazón de Jesús García Lorca, or just Federico García Lorca, who was a Spanish poet, playwright, and theater director, who achieved international recognition as an emblematic member of the Generation of 1927, a group consisting of mostly poets who introduced the tenets of the European movements such as symbolism, futurism, surrealism into Spanish literature. Garcia Lorca was also gay, which already singled him out as an outsider, but he was also very, very, very politically active, which of course led to his assassination. He was shot and killed, it is believed, by nationalist militia. This waltz that he wrote is absolutely, well, the poem itself is gorgeous, and Leonard Cohen wrote an adaptation into English of the text and a beautiful melody for it. So here goes Leonard Cohen's Take This Waltz.
Now in Vienna there's 10 pretty women. There's a shoulder where death comes to cry. There's a lobby with 900 windows. There's a tree where the doves go to die. There's a piece that was torn from the morning, and it hangs in the gallery of frost. I take this waltz, take this waltz, take this waltz with the clamp on its jaws. Oh, I want you, I want you, I want you on a chair with a dead magazine, in the cave at the tip of the lily, in some hallway where love's never been, on a bed where the moon has been sweating, in a cry filled with footsteps and sand. I take this waltz, take this waltz, take its broken waist in your hand. This waltz, this waltz, this waltz, this waltz, with its very own breath of brandy and death, dragging its tail in the sea. There's a concert hall in Vienna where your mouth had 1,000 reviews. There's a bar where the boys have stopped talking. They've been sentenced to death by the blues. But who is it climbs to your picture with a garland of freshly cut tears? Take this waltz, take this waltz, take this waltz, it's been dying for years. There's an attic where children are playing, where I've got to lie down with you soon, in a dream of Hungarian lanterns, in the midst of some sweet afternoon. And I'll see what you're chained to your sorrow, all your sheep and your lilies of snow. Take this waltz, take this waltz. With it I'll never forget you, you know. This waltz, this waltz, this waltz, this waltz, with its very own breath of brandy and death, dragging its tail in the sea. And I'll dance with you in Vienna. I'll be wearing a river's disguise, the hyacinth wild on my shoulder, my mouth on the dew of your thigh. And I'll bury my soul in a scrapbook with the photographs there and the moss. And I'll yield to the flood of your beauty, my cheap violin and my cross. And you'll carry me down on your dancing to the pools that you lift on your wrist. Oh my love, oh my love, take this waltz, take this waltz. It's yours now, it's all that there is.
And now, to end tonight, we end with another waltz. I wanted to share this one, and this is In der Palestra, and this is by Anna Varni Cantodea, now, who is also the front woman and pretty much everything in the band Sopor Eternus and the Ensemble of Shadows. Not much is known by Anna Varni. She founded Sopor Eternum as in 1989. And she is sort of a multidisciplinary performer. She composes, writes the lyrics, plays the instruments, does the audio editing, etc. And occasionally hires studio musicians to do the things that she can't do. One thing that is, thank you, Liberty. One thing to note about Anna Varni Cantodea is also that she, as far as we know, because early documentation is a little bit hazy in the movement. She is potentially the first trans woman, the first openly trans woman to be present in the goth music industry, and her type of her type of music is considered dark wave goth symphonic, and this is from her album Les Fleurs du Mal, The Flowers of Evil, which is not in fact a reference to Charles Baudelaire's book, but to a novel by Jean Genet. In any case, I wanted to share this and sing this one for you because it's, well, I wanted to introduce the music of Super Eternus to some of you because I think you might enjoy it. And since we had a gorgeous waltz now, I think we should end with another gorgeous waltz. So without further ado, India Palestra. And I wrote the lyrics in the translation text because even though they're in English, I think they're complex and sophisticated enough that you might want to give it another read at some point or another. But without further ado, the final number of the night, India Palestra.
As through the pipes the waters fell, down to the bottom of the well, in listless apathy I gazed at the cold waters as he bathed. I have beheld that scenery, and its most sensual masculinity. Yet disappointment, oh, can't you see? He's still the cause and the cardinal symptom of my sick, sad reality. Silver equals chill, but that suits me just fine. I'm shyly sipping water while he drinks whole jugs of wine. He likes all kinds of women, and I only hate men. He marvels at all things new to him, and I only wait for all things in this sick world to end. The water pouring down his spine caressed his strong physique, oh so well defined. Calm like a rock he stands, oh behold his body and soul. A friendly God must have built this man, to a well-balanced whole. What sad bewilderment this brought. Physical clearness, alas, still so much aboard. An ancient ghost awoke and fiercely arose in me. It was that old savage yet half-forgotten idea of perfect neutrality. Silver equals chill, but that suits me just fine. I'm shyly sipping water while he drinks whole jugs of wine. He loves all kinds of women, and I only hate men. He marvels at all things new to him, and I only wait for all things in this sick world to end. I somewhat envy these naturally beautiful men. He never knew or encountered the hatred and shame that I bear. The doubt, the cloak of disgust, and the all-devouring dread. And if I told him about it, he might only shake his head. With kindly amused, melodious laughter, he then would perhaps merely smile at my oh so stupid silliness and the beast that is raging inside.
And with that, we come to the end of our evening today. Thank you so much for coming. If you do have any questions, like I said, as always, never hesitate to message me. I will gladly answer all of your questions. If you have requests, something that you would like me to sing in the future, you can always drop me a note card, and I will put it in my notes, and I will add it to a recital as one of my concerts as I see fit, like you just saw with Krim's request of me to sing La Mer by Charles Trenet. So you never know when your request might get pulled up. So, and now of course comes the feeding. I must go and feed myself, so because I never sing before a concert. Once again, please do consider donating to the Varro Theater, and thanks for all of the eccentricities that they have to put up with me. And I will leave the kiosk here in case you need to purchase tickets, or you have friends who want to purchase tickets. They can come over here. They can go to the Varro Voice landmark and buy them there as well. They're actually cheaper at the landmark. And here, if you buy them through the marketplace, there's of course the extra 10%. So it's Did I say I never sing before a concert? I never eat before a concert. And yes, I double booked myself. Today I sang at the Viral Voice, and yeah, I will. Yeah, you know what I meant. In any cases, thank you guys so much for coming, and I will see you guys around. I should be back here next week, and no double booking, no more double bookings for a while, at least. I hope so. All right, thank you guys, and you have a great night.